Very much.
Thank you. Next speaker, Senator Niall Ó Donnghaile.
Minister, can I assure you and preface my remarks when I engage with either this issue or indeed you or your government colleagues, I don't do so on a partisan basis. I'm doing so because of the very, very real concern that exists right across society on this island in relation to the vote by England and Wales to drag the rest of us out of the EU against our will. Minister, you conceded to me last week at the Good Friday Agreement Committee, regardless of statements or indeed our intentions around the border issue, and it is of course of deep concern to many for many complex reasons, that it may not even be within our gift to make that decision. That may rest finally with the other EU states and what position they take in relation to this matter. And it's very, very clear from Theresa May's remarks at her party conference that she's on a collision course with the rest of the EU, and to hell with Ireland, north or south, it seems. So she's for a hard Brexit. A hard Brexit means a hard border, and a hard border means hardship for Ireland. So it seems to be very, very clear to me that when you say in your statement that the government and the British government have reaffirmed that the Good Friday Agreement is the indispensable foundation for all engagements on what you call Northern Ireland, I wonder, Minister, given that it is a key component of the Good Friday Agreement and Senator Daly referred to it, has the option of a border poll and the Irish people deciding our future within a European context together, united, featured in your discussions? And if not, why not? Dr. Kurt Hubner will be here tomorrow in the city. He is a co-author of a major piece of research into modelling Irish reunification, which has identified an income of, or a savings, of €36.5 billion for a reunified country within the first 8 years of existence. So maybe that's something, Minister, you can touch on and take forward in terms of your future dialogue with both the British government and indeed the other EU states. Two more very brief points. Can the Minister too, because it has featured again right across the board, can you reassure those tens of thousands of Irish, UK, EU citizens who are travelling across the border to work, do business, study or indeed for any other reason, that they'll continue to enjoy uninterrupted this basic yet fundamental right? Because there's been reference made by yourself and other contributors to the invisible border. Of course I don't want to see any border at all, let alone an invisible or visible one. But in recent days, I don't know if you've been in the north, Minister, but if you're in Belfast or Armagh and you're heading back down to Dublin, you might find your car being pulled in at the Carrickdale Hotel, or maybe it won't be, I'm not sure, but it's certainly happening a higher number of people who are travelling to the south from the north, and indeed community leaders who got off the flight from Belfast to London this morning were delayed while papers were checked and rechecked. So this notion of an invisible border is certainly being turned on its head in recent times because of the uncertainty and because of the very, very deliberate, concerted political stance, negative political stance that has been adopted by Theresa May and indeed her government. And I just want to finish, on this and make reference to, I presume Senator O'Riordan was talking about this party when he mentioned people standing against previous European referenda. And of course we've done that because we stood for the interests of Ireland, not just a section of it, but Ireland in its entirety. And perhaps, and it's great that Senator O'Riordan would be a cheerleader for the EU in its entirety, but perhaps he will consider being a cheerleader for Ireland in its entirety. Senator O'Riordan. What did I say?
Through the chair, please.
What did I say? Senator O'Riordan. I apologise for that, but hopefully he'll consider the point that's been made, as opposed to using this issue, which is of such severity, to try and score cheap party political points. He and his party will actually think of what's in the best interest, first and foremost, of Ireland.
Thank you.